It's another TSN Sports exclusive. Stay tuned for live action from the National Hockey League next. Real TV on TSN.
4 days before Christmas and all through the rink, not a creature was stirring except Ricci, I think. Stockings were hung for the Penguins with care. Not far away, the Nordiques were prepared. Mom in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled in for the game and a snack. When all of a sudden there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my seat to see what was the matter, with what to my wondering eyes should appear but the Stanley Cup champs and opponents so feared. With a slick little center so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Sakic. I drew back my head and was turning around when I spied the duo of coaches renowned. They whistled and shouted to their players by name. On Tocchet, on Yager, on Sundin they'd call, "Can anyone carry a tune like Hextall?" So join these teams in their Stanley Cup plight. The Nordiques and the Penguins should be a delight. And hear us exclaim on the NHL tonight, "Merry-O Christmas to all, and to all a red light." Through 801 wins and 6 Stanley Cups, Scotty Bowman has had a great view of some great teams in Pittsburgh. He can look down the bench at a ton of talent, and then above all that is number 66. Mario could be mayor, but his present job is probably just as good. He's the best player in the world.
Paget's position behind the Quebec bench is one of envy. Impressive young talent abounds, like Gruszinski and Ricci. Joe Sakic is the superstar, the captain, and the leader, while Matt Sundin has become the slick scoring Swede the Nordiques expected.
Our feature game comes from Pittsburgh, City of Champions. The Penguins host the Nordiques. We'll update the Whalers and the Canadiens from Montreal. A capital showdown, Washington and Ottawa. The Rangers and Devils get together in Jersey. The Sharks and the Jets in Winnipeg. And later, the Oilers and the Flames at the Saddle Dome. It's all on the NHL tonight. Molson NHL Tonight on TSN is brought to you by Molson Canadian, what beer's all about. By Pepsi, gotta have it. And by Wayne Gretzky's favorite pizza, Domino's Pizza. A festive spirit in Pittsburgh tonight as the Penguins get set to host the Nordiques on TSN tonight. Hi, everyone. I'm John Wells from Hockey Control in Toronto. Only 2 teams have scored more often than the Nordiques so far this season. The Penguins happen to be one of them, and that should set the stage for a wide-open hockey game tonight. The Penguins have been terrific on home ice with just 2 losses in their first 17 games. The Nordiques boast the league's top power play, among other vast improvements from last season. Here's Jim Houston.
John, perhaps the best example of how much the Nordiques have improved over last season came yesterday in their home game against the Islanders. It was 3 line changes and 3 minutes into the game before Joe Sakic got on the ice. Yes, they have a great depth of talent now. They're improved and the statistics show it. Compared to after 35 games last season, they've scored 40 more goals. The goals against isn't much different, but they have 19 more points. And on the road, well, they didn't win a game until March last season. They've already won 8 and have the 3rd best road record in the league. Yes, the Nordiques are better. They have 2 scorers, Sakic and Sundin, in the top 10 in the league. They have the league's highest scoring defenseman in Steve Duchesne. They have 2 rookies in the top 10 in scoring. they've assembled some great talent. We, tonight, have assembled in one small room NHL coaches with over 1,200 wins. Here are Gary Green, Mike Keenan, and the coach of the Penguins, Scotty Bowman, 3 wise men.
Well, Jim, I've got the myrrh. I don't know what these two gentlemen have other than fine coaching records. And Scotty, how do you keep this team at the top of the league?
Well, it started with this year. I think the beginning of the season, the team last year learned a lesson that, we're in the Patrick division. They got off to a poor start. We were in jeopardy of missing the playoffs in February. They came together, had a real good ending, and this year they've put it together at the beginning, and I think the reason that they have done it is that last year they saw how tough it was at the end.
Mike, you were at the end with this man and against his team. What was the toughest elements that you had to face?
Well, the thing that we feared most about the Pittsburgh Penguins at the time, Gary, was their offense. It's proven to be true again this year. They lead the league in offense, particularly the skill of Mario Lemieux. He's the greatest player in the game today. When he's going, they're a very formidable group, and I think Scotty would agree that they're living on offense now.
And Scotty, Lemieux is going.
Oh, sure. He's had a terrific year. I feel that, he's now 2 years after the surgery, and he's motivated. He really wants to perform every night. I think that was a rap they had against him a few years ago, that he would play on occasion and sometimes he wouldn't play. Now he seems to play every night. He had maybe his poorest game against the Islanders the other night, and we lost. And that tells you a lot about our team as well. But he can carry a team on his back as long as he doesn't hurt his back again.
Well, thank you very much to both of you. 2 great motivators. Now let's go to John.
All right, Gary, second meeting of the season for the Nordiques and the Penguins. They settled for a 4-4 tie in a great game in Pittsburgh 6 weeks ago. Coming up in a moment, the face-off, as well as Bob McKenzie joining me at Hockey Control here in Toronto. This is the NHL Tonight, and live from Pittsburgh, where Christmas is in the air, the Penguins host the Nordiques on TSN tonight.
The classic definition of what it means to be Canadian is as follows. You must be clean, cold, and crisp, because this is what beer's all about.
You know, there's real magic in Diet Pepsi. It's got that special aha ingredient. The right one, baby. Hey. Okay, girls. Now, what's that magic ingredient?
With 100%
Are you home alone? Are you hungry? Call Domino's Pizza. From our oven to your face, 30 minutes or less, guaranteed.
And welcome back to Hockey Control in Toronto. This is the NHL Tonight. Bob McKenzie joins me now. 5th overall for the Quebec Nordiques as they stand right now. Is all of this success that they've enjoyed this year due to the Lindros trade?
I would have to think most of it is. When you add Hextall and as well as he's played, you add Duchesne and as well as he's played, Kerry Huffman also on defense, and Mike Ricci's just been a great compliment to Sundin and Sakic up front. It's pretty much all the Lindros trade.
And this isn't all of the Lindros trade when you look a little further down the road.
No, it's unbelievable. The best is yet to come for the Quebec Nordiques. I'm going over to Sweden for the World Junior Championships this week, and one of the things I'm really looking forward to, John, is going over to see Peter Forsberg, who a lot of people thought was a throw-in on that Lindros trade. He's not a throw-in. He's not the best young player in Sweden. He is the best player in Sweden, and the Quebec Nordiques own him right now, another center. So they've just got a glut of really great hockey players.
And they're rolling along well. This is the NHL Tonight. Coming up, the Penguins and the Nordiques, live from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh on the NHL Tonight.
Now, McCain brings you French fries, the next generation. McCain Golden Crisp. The natural taste of fresh Canada No. 1 potatoes, locked in with a delicate crispy coating. So when you crunch through that crispy coating, you'll taste the best fries that ever came out of an oven. McCain Golden Crisp. You cross tracks and spirals. McCain Golden Crisp, the next generation.
Welcome back to the NHL tonight. 5 other games on the schedule. The Whalers try again against the Canadiens in Montreal, and I don't imagine they will have much success tonight.
You wouldn't think so, although the Hartford Whalers are playing some improved hockey lately. Not necessarily an easy 2 points, but you would have to think 2 points for the Canadiens.
Caps are coming off a hot streak as they take on the Senators in Ottawa, but they have lost a couple in a row. Do the Senators stand any hope tonight?
The Senators are not nearly as bad as people think they are. I know everybody thinks they're the worst team ever to grace the National Hockey League, but even if they finish with the worst record in the NHL, teams are a lot more competitive now in the NHL than they were back in the 70s. I think the Kansas City Scouts still qualify, or the old Winnipeg Jets are still the worst teams in the NHL.
Rangers are in Jersey, and the Rangers do have a couple of problems. First of all, they won't have Kevin Lowe in the lineup, and they're hurting on the blue line already with Brian Leetch out.
Brian Leetch is out right now for an indefinite period of time. Nobody knows how quite badly he's hurt with that shoulder and neck contusion that he picked up going headfirst into the boards. A lot of problems on that Ranger team. We can talk about it a little bit later tonight about chemistry's just not right on that team, and there is something wrong there.
And finally, Sharks look for their first win in December as they take on the Jets in Winnipeg tonight.
Oh no, the San Jose Shark team, second year. The uniforms look nice, but they're not very much improved at all this season.
All right, we'll keep you up to date on all the action in the NHL tonight, and we'll take a look at Pittsburgh right now, the center of the universe this evening, as we get set for the face-off between the Penguins and the Nordiques.
It is the home of the Stanley Cup and the world's greatest player, Mario Lemieux. And tonight, Pittsburgh is up against a fine young team from Quebec. Tonight's starting goaltenders are brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental, the official car rental company of the NHL. 22-year-old Stéphane Bissette starts for Quebec. Hasn't started in just about a month. Ron Hextall backs him up. Stéphane played really well here the last time. That's why he gets the start tonight, we think. Tom Barrasso has played in 6 straight, 16 of the last 17 he started. Ken Regan backs him up, and this game is underway with Robbie Schick, the referee, Ron Asseltine, and Ray Scapanello, the linesman. The video goal judge is Jack Riley. Scott Young is chasing the puck in his own zone, and as he touches it, there's an icing call against Pittsburgh, which starts Lemieux, Stevens, and Joe Mullen on the right wing instead of Tocchet on the first shift.
Pierre Pagé gave his team a little bit of incentive going on this road trip. They knew that after tonight they were going to have 4 full days off. And that's not something that happens very often in the National Hockey League.
And he worries a little bit about it because it's Christmas time and players tend to indulge a little more in off-ice activities, particularly eating too much, and might not be in the greatest shape for the next game.
It is a worry, but it can be a great mental relief time for the players.
Off the draw, Gusarov shot, hit the goal post. A changeup that hit somebody, then the post. And Barrasso got a little help early after Mike Ricci won the draw to Alexei Gusarov. Stevens to center has Mullen and Lemieux with him, turn back. Ricci, Lindsay, and Young were the starting forwards for the Quebec Nordiques, but now Martin Rushinsky, Owen Nolan, and Matt Sundin come over the boards. 66 carries the puck in. Drops it off for Joe Mullen, number 7 for Pittsburgh. With Stevens, Lemieux's in front of the net. Larry Murphy's shot. Hit a skate and out come the Nordiques. At center, Martin Rushinsky. Outstanding young Czechoslovakian hit the post. That's 2 on that side. The posts are ringing like Christmas bells here, and there's no score early in the game. Here's Stevens breaking away. In on Bissette. Poke check. And he was caught from behind at the same time, but Bissette crashed into the post, and he's hurt. At least slightly shaken up.
Well, we expected great offense. The posts have got in the way thus far. Ruzinski got that shot away. Not from a very good angle, though. Right off of the post. Here's a great pass by Larry Murphy right up the middle. Now watch this. Stevens just couldn't grab hold of that puck. Here's a man that doesn't like days off around Christmas, and I heard you two talking today about liking your team practicing a lot during that time, or playing.
Well, Scotty's always been a proponent of playing around Christmas time because Christmas turkey and festivities can catch up to you very quickly if you have days off. So he'd be in the debate here with Pierre over these days off.
You two are a couple of Grinches.
Big-time Scrooges, right?
Minute and 15 seconds in. No score. Pittsburgh and Quebec, they tied 4-4 here in their only other meeting this season. Here's Bob Airy with a pass to Ron Francis at center. Jaromir Jagr is playing on this line, and Scotty Bowman, a master at it, is already juggling lines and playing different combinations early in this game. Jagr has been playing with McEachran and Loney on a fine third line, but they're split up early in the game. Andrei Kovalenko plays with Joe Sakic and Mike Huff, and Sakic has the puck, and Mike Huff on the left wing was just offside. There's Joe, who didn't get onto the 3-minute mark yesterday. You imagine last season or a season before that, 3 minutes going by anywhere in the game without Joe being on the ice?
No, but I could imagine 3 minutes going by with him not getting off the ice.
We spoke this morning, and he said that it's a big, big change this year with the depth of the hockey club. He's really pleased about their start and the way the club's performing, and he said it's been a long time coming.
Worthwhile, though.
Not a long time coming is a new contract for Joe that should be signed within a week that will make him worth a couple of $1 million a year. Pretty high payroll on this young, talented team, too. Jaromir Jagr lost the puck. It bounces to the slot. Turning and swiping in the puck was Bob Airy. From behind the net, Francis with a centering pass picked off. Gino Cavallini plays in a fourth line with Claude Lapointe and Tim Hunter. And they're out for Pierre Paget now, and Hunter hacked the puck in. Barrasso, who plays almost as well as Hextall with the puck, moved it around in the boards out of the reach of Jagr. Bissett trying to do his Hextall imitation. Didn't have to work very well, did it? Jim Pack, number 2 on a Penguin defense. His pass for Tocchet was intercepted. Here's a chance for Kovalenko. His shot blocked by Barrasso, and he clears the rebound. Sakic into the corner. Centering pass. Cleared away from in front of the net quickly by Grant Jennings. Mike Huff retreats in his own zone, gets the puck to Joe Sakic. He's on his own 1-on-3 at the end of a long shift, so he dumps the puck in. Kovalenko in on Ulf Samuelsson, who took the man alone in front. Sakic's backhander is stopped. Mike Huff after the puck and couldn't get it. Barrasso holds on. The best early chances go to Quebec.
It just shows you what we've been talking about already. The offense for the Quebec Nordiques. They've got some good chemistry this year. They've got some guys that will work hard, get the puck out of the corners, and then all of a sudden put it out to the slot, where people have got some good touches for the Nordiques.
Well, Scotty's not going to be very pleased about having a man all alone, particularly Joe Sakic in the slot with no one there to cover him. So I'm sure there'll be a few words spoken about defense in this game as well for the best offensive team in the league.
Mario set to face off against Matt Sundin. This time, Mario's out with Tocchet and McEachran. What's Scotty up to with all these different combinations early in the game?
Well, there's going to be a few mixes and matches here before the night is over, I'm sure. But Scotty is a master at it, and he's going to try to double shift Mario when he has an opportunity and keep him away from the checking line. I know that Sundin has been given the assignment tonight to check Mario Lemieux, and we see him out there now.
There you see the NHL scoring leaders. You could take 2 really good scoring players who lead their teams off the draw. Gusarov shot. You know, if you added Gary Roberts and Jeremy Roenick's point totals together, they still haven't caught Mario.
And that's pretty amazing for 2 guys that are having good years.
Yeah. 3.5 minutes in, no score. Here's Mario hooked a pass back, and there was Matt Sundin to take it away. He's with Nolan and Rushinsky. Drop pass to Martin Rushinsky. He drops to Sundin in front. Almost got through to Gusarov, but picked up. Quick transition, and Rick Tocchet is carrying the puck. He dropped it off for Paul Stanton, but his pocket was picked, and the Nordiques are 4-on-2 through center. Here's Rushinsky. Drop pass. Sundin, his pass to no one in particular, and they botched the 4-on-2. John McEachran, a great rookie out of Boston University, into the middle for Lemieux, picked off. Here's Mike Ricci over the boards, and he backhands the puck in as both teams make changes. 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the opening period at the Igloo. There is no score, and there's an icing call against Pittsburgh. You're watching this Molson Canadian hockey telecast coming to you from Pittsburgh.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we know renting a car for business has its good points and its bad points, its ups and its downs. So when you're shopping for a rental car, call Thrifty and rent a full-size four-door like the new Chrysler Dynasty LE for just $39.99 a day. Because no matter how much money you make,
it is, after all, your money. That's why I always rent from Thrifty.
First goal in Ottawa goes to the Senators. It is Neil Brady feeding it ahead for Jody Hull, who redirects it past Don Beaupre, and the Senators are out in front of the Capitals. It's 1-0, and it's early in the first.
Fairly early in the first here, all of the chances have gone to Quebec. They've outshot the Penguins 4-1 and had a pair of goal posts. Mike Ricci to face off against Ron Francis. They tie each other up, and the rest scramble for the puck. Jim Pack, number 2, his pass to Joe Mullen, ricocheted off his stick. Now Mullen is playing with Francis and Stevens on a forward combination for Scotty Bowman. The puck carrier, Stephen Finn to Ricci. His shot, side of the net, not tipped in by Bill Lindsay, who was there and had a chance, but he couldn't get his stick on the puck. Lindsay races for the puck, one man back. Ricci was just a step offside.
You know, oftentimes Pierre Pagé likes to start with Ricci because he likes the way that Ricci plays. He talked about the abilities that some players have that are great players, skillful players, and other players that, well, that play with that intensity. And that's how you like to start when you're playing on the road.
Well, Mike Ricci's a young prospect who's growing and maturing a great deal and very quickly in this league, but he's a leader, Gary, and he's played good defense throughout his career. And I know that going on the road, the coach wants to start with good defense, particularly against this club.
Well, as Pagé said, if you play a football game, you can't be in the air all game. Sometimes you've got to be on the ground, too. So
he says sometimes when Sundin and Sakic play the first couple of shifts of the game, they try and be too pretty. So he likes to get Ricci and the fourth liners out there to bang and crash a little. Set the tempo. Fourth liners are out right now. Gino Cavallini, Tim Hunter, and Claude Lapointe. Lapointe is an underrated center who is very good, very handy guy to have on a talented team. Can win some draws and play well defensively. Hunter flips the puck in. Grant Jennings is number 3. Picks up the puck, plays it to Troy Loney. Loney with Yager and McEachran. This has been a very good line, and they're together here. Jaromir Yager, stick handling, lost the puck. Hunter ran into his own man, Steve Duchesne. Cavallini shakes a check in front of the net. Lapointe tipped the puck into Barasso's glove and drew a penalty. See, he's a handy kind of guy. Get a scoring chance, got hauled down. Pittsburgh gets a penalty, and the best power play in the league goes to work next. But we have an update with John.
This time to the Meadowlands. Rangers score first. A giveaway by Jim Dowd is claimed by Adam Graves. Now his pass goes in off a skate and right between the pads of Craig Billington, making it 1-0 as Graves gets that one unassisted.
The penalty is to Sean McEachran, and he goes for hooking at 5:44.
This is a great second effort by Quebec. The middle lane drive here, man going for the net. As a result, that Pittsburgh Penguin had to bring his man down, giving the Nordiques a very good opportunity for a power play.
Sakic with a shot off the draw, and he plays the right point and has been scoring recently from there. And the puck was held onto by Barrasso. This is the best power play in the league, and it went 3 for 7 yesterday. You see where they rank. Top 2 in power play. Washington third. Washington specialty teams have really got them right back in the race in the Patrick. Quebec has taken over as the #1 power play unit. Pittsburgh's penalty killing 12. Ricci won the draw. Sakic moves in from the right point. Young is a great shooter, and he's moved back to the point in Sakic's spot. Sundin, Steve Duchesne, and the puck hopped away from him.
It's a great example of a team using 3 centermen on a power play.
Sundin, Ricci, and Sakic, who's the puck carrier. Sakic back to Scott Young. In deep to Ricci. He lets the puck go through to Sundin. Ronnie Francis, Mario Lemieux, Larry Murphy, and Ulf Samuelsson, the penalty killers, but now they'll change up. 45 seconds into this penalty to Sean McEachran. No score in the game from the Igloo in Pittsburgh. Here's Duchesne. Over the blue line, turned back. Racing for the puck is Rick Tocchet. Bissett out to play it. Nice job over to Sakic. And now he'll regroup. Duchesne to Matt Sundin. He dumps the puck in on the right side. Sakic goes after it. Jim Pack beat him to it. Got it up the boards to Bob Airy, and he cleared it. Airy and Tocchet with Stanton and Pack are the penalty killers now. 35 seconds to go in this minor penalty to Sean McEachran. Here's Steve Duchesne. Rushinsky heads for the net. The flip pass. Rushinsky and a great save by Tom Barrasso. Nice play, nice save. Here's Duchesne again. His shot whistles just wide. Katarinov pinched into the right side and kept the puck in. Gets a pass from Rushinsky. Pressured by Tocchet, he dumps the puck to a corner. Owen Nolan is there. Back to the point. Duchesne. Katarinov shot. That was blocked by Tocchet, and he gets to the puck. Passes to Airy, and out they come as the penalty expires, and McEachran joins the play. There he gets the puck deep. McEachran's on his own. His mates are on a line change. Up the board, Samuelsson pinches in, trying to keep the puck in. Samuelsson's knocked down in a mix-up with Nolan. There's a penalty coming up here. Is it to Nolan? No, it's a Pittsburgh penalty as the goaltender jumps out of the net for the extra attacker. And the Penguins will be penalized again as Sean McEachran touches the puck. And Quebec goes right back to the power play as Samuelsson goes to the box.
Scrooge! This is the ghost of Christmas present. I can't make it tonight. How about lunch tomorrow? Scrooge! One more thing. You'll find Scrooge-approved pricing on the perfect gift for everyone at Canadian Tire.
And all the best brand-name gifts.
And Scrooge, a huge assortment of all the best brand-name gifts, plus Christmas supplies and everything you need to decorate your tree and home.
Canadian Tire lets you give like Santa and save like Scrooge.
Excuse me. What are you doing tonight? Call Domino's Pizza and let the party begin. Experience the fun. Domino's Pizza. From our oven to your mouth, 30 minutes guaranteed.
Although man is composed of over 90% water, he doesn't have to feel wet. For effective, long-lasting protection against wetness and odor, use Arid Extra Dry Antiperspirant for Men. Dryness designed for men.
Samuelsson's out for holding. Quebec's right back into power play. A power play that almost clicked moments ago.
Look at this. Right here, Rushinsky was in all alone. And what he was trying to do was put it up top. And there's a player that might not have got an opportunity to show how good he is had not Valerie Kaminsky got injured.
Had to start playing a regular shift. Moved up off the fourth line, and he's really excelled. Now, the number one power play unit just had a long shift. Sakic is still out on this one. He's got Sundin and Ricci with him. Steve Duchesne's not out. He'd had a long shift. Sundin. Ricci. Scott Young's in front of the net. Lecision is back on the left point and has moved in. Here's Sakic. Over to Curtis Lecision. His shot into the glove of Barrasso, and he holds on.
Now there you see the Nordiques power play leaders. And again, the skill level of the Quebec Nordiques and their passing abilities as part of that skill level, pretty amazing, Mike.
Well, it really is. I spoke to Ronnie Hextall this morning, and he said, this team we're playing tonight is the team for the early 90s. The team we have here is going to be the team for the late 90s. And he said, this is the most talented team that I have ever played on. He said, not only that, these people want to learn and they want to win.
Pittsburgh won the draw, and the big guy gets through center. He got away from Sakic, and Sakic's going to get a penalty for trying to hook the big guy back. So much for the power play.
Well, if you see the big guy taking off and you figure that he's going to really take off, then maybe you're better off if you figure that he's beating you to hook him and take the 2 minutes and just go for
Joe
there.
missed his assignment, and he knew it right away. So he said, this guy's not going in all alone. We'll play 4-on-4 here.
That's right. All he had to do was take a look at the number.
Robbie Schick called it high sticking. Call it what you want. It's a penalty. And the teams will play 5-a-side or 4-on-4 for the next minute and 18 seconds. Have a look at that. Doesn't happen very often. Mario going to the bench. Keep a clock on him tonight and determine how much he plays. And if I get to pick a number in the pool, I'm going to take one that's over 30 minutes.
35 is a good number.
I'd say 32.
33 for me. Pay up in American dollars, Greener. Here's Steve Duchesne. Lost the puck at center. Larry Murphy, another fine puck-handling defenseman. Jim Pack just kept the puck away from Matt Sundin. Gets loose. Pack with a pass for Yager. Knocked out of the air. Bouncing puck. Francis missed it. Yager trying to shoot it. Backhander stopped by Bissett. Yager with the wraparound. He couldn't get the shot on goal. There'll be a Quebec penalty for hooking. And now the Penguins get a power play midway through the first period. Curtis Lecision goes off for hooking. A man advantage for Pittsburgh.
It's funny how Pittsburgh ended up having to take penalties to control the offense of the Nordiques, and now it's just the opposite. And the Pittsburgh Penguins decide that they're going to crank it up a notch or two offensively. And the Nordiques end up taking some penalties.
Well, Scotty said it this morning. He said that Yager doesn't play enough, and we're going to have to start playing him more because he's a very, very talented hockey player. And again, it was offense and his skill level that drew the penalty. And now Scotty's got him out there in the power play.
He came to training camp even bigger and stronger and in better shape than he did the year before. This guy is just
He's just a growing boy.
Bigger and better in his third year in the league, and he's not 21 yet.
Another comment Scotty made, he said that he's so respectful of the players in this team, he finds it difficult to play in the power play.
That's interesting. He's out on it right now. 4 skaters against 3, and he's with Ron Francis, Kevin Stevens, and 66.
4 forwards.
Sundin, Adam Foote, and Alexei Gusarov are the penalty killers. Here's Jaromir Jagr to Stevens. Back to Ronnie Francis. Jagr on the right side is open. Francis has the puck. Francis fakes the shot to Lemieux. Stop! In front of the net. Jagr was double teamed. He couldn't take the shot away. Here's Stevens now. Jaromir Jagr. Lemieux staying open at the side of the net. Now a 2-man advantage. Samuelson's back on. Stevens at the side of the net. Couldn't control the puck to pass it. Jagr gets to it. Lemieux back to Francis. Samuelson fakes the shot. Over to Francis. Side of the net. Quick shot off the side of the goal by Jagr. Jagr now to Mario Lemieux. Everybody stopped. Centering pass hit Adam Foote. Lemieux gets it again. 15 seconds left in the Sakic penalty. Samuelson shot tipped wide by Jaromir Jagr. Now Lemieux chases the puck. 66 sets up in the left wing boards. 5-on-3. Here's Lemieux. Jagr screening in front of the net. Shot went wide of the net. Sakic out of the penalty box was looking for a pass. Now he gets back into play. 5 skaters against 4 for Pittsburgh. They score! Jagr from Lemieux.
They may have been guilty in the past of trying to almost pass that puck into the net. But you know something? That time it worked.
It's a treat to watch the talent here. It really is. I thought that Quebec were doing a good job containing them, keeping them the outside. But again, who initiates the play. Mario Lemieux to Yager, and there was no mistake. It was a tremendous, skilled offensive demonstration.
Great hands by Yager, and when he gets those type of opportunities, he's not going to miss too often.
Number 17 for young Jaromir, his 5th on the power play. Lemieux and Samuelson draw assist at 11:05 on the power play, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Past the midway mark in the first period, it's been entertaining. Two very good teams. Here's Bob Airy, number 12 for the Penguins. A drop pass to Sean McEachran, flipped to the net, held onto by Bissett, with Rick Tocchet right there.
And Tocchet went back for more. He plays an in-your-face type of game, but when you take a look at Lemieux, Tocchet, and Stevens, they all have the capabilities of scoring, amazingly, 50 goals each this season. That's the progress that they're on right now.
Well, Rick Tocchett's matured so much as a hockey player in this league, but more importantly, he's the passionate leader of the Penguins. There's no question about it. When he came to the Penguins last season, he was on a mission, and he demonstrated that throughout the playoffs. And he has that fire and desire that every hockey team and hockey coach loves to work with.
He had something to prove last year when he came across.
We're seeing it again now.
He and Tim Hunter do a little sparring near the face-off circle.
They're asking each other over for Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Not.
There they are, pushing and shoving again. Jim Pack's shot hit his skate. Tocchet went right for the front of the net. The puck hit him in front of the net. Actually, it hit him in the backside, but you know what I meant. Gino Cavallini steps over center and dumps the puck in. Larry Murphy tried to clear it, didn't get the puck outside the blue line. McEachran tried. Shot right back in by Claude Lapointe. Larry Murphy. Hunter bearing down on him, so he moved the puck to McEachran. Up the boards to center. Duchesne is there to send Pittsburgh back into its own zone. 1-0 Penguins, under 8 minutes to play. First period, Murphy's trip. Lapointe will get a penalty. No doubt about that. Claude Lapointe is going to the penalty box. Pittsburgh goes back to the power play, leading 1-0 on Molson's NHL tonight from Pittsburgh.
We didn't know why Dave wanted to stop in this town.
I promised Mom I'd look up a family friend.
Seems you went to see this girl, Doreen.
Yes. Oh, I'm a friend of Doreen's. Doreen's in the other room.
Well, he got all he could handle.
Hi, Doreen.
Sorry to let Doreen Kim.
Excuse me, I gotta make a phone call.
We would have helped him out.
Guys, you gotta get over here.
But we were kind of occupied.
He says no way.
Molson Canadian, with beers, all of it.
Claude Lapointe drew a penalty earlier. This time he takes one, tripping at 12:16.
That's what happens when you get into a game that's quick-paced, that there's very skillful players. You have a tendency as well to lose a little bit of discipline and take some bad penalties.
Well, he was trying in that situation. He just overextended himself a bit and took Larry's feet from under him.
Hey, you're in the broadcast booth now, Mike. You don't have to stick up for the players.
One night he was sticking up for the referees, one night for the goalies. Now he's sticking up for anybody out there in a uniform.
That's my job.
How about stick up for the power play leaders and look at those shorthanded goals again. Pittsburgh like to cheat.
2 against them on Saturday by the New York Islanders when they went 0 for 7 on the power play, and it cost them the game. There's Mario. Oops, he got fancy and he gave the puck away to Sakic. Trying to break away. Lemieux caught him though, following up his huff, and he couldn't get to the net. Back they come the other way. Kevin Stevens turns. Mullen just stayed onside. Now Stevens gets a chance to set up. To Jaromir Jagr, over to Ron Francis, into Lemieux. Mullins parked at the side of the net. Stevens goes to the slot. Lemieux, nice pass to Jagr, and he misfired. That was going to be pretty. Francis now to Mario. Francis shoots just wide of the net. Rebound comes to Mike Huff, with Sakic breaking through the middle. Quebec has scored 9 shorthanded goals, and they were looking for one there and got caught. Mullen got the puck in his skates, left it for Jagr. Stopped by Alexei Gusarov. Duchesne's over to help out. Up the boards and out. Less than a minute to go in the low point penalty. 1-0 Pittsburgh, and with the goal in the first period tonight, they've scored the first goal of the game in 28 of their 36 games and outscored opponents 61-32 in the first period. They're a team that likes a quick start. Stevens to Lemieux, and Murphy retreats. 25 seconds to go in the penalty. An offside pass against the Penguins stops play with 20 seconds to go in the low point penalty to Canada's capital. Here's John.
It was 1-0 Senators, then the Capitals got even. Dale Hunter, a pass across the goal mouth, and Dmitry Kristich is in perfect position for his 8th of the year, make it 1-1 in the first at the Civic Center.
We were talking about ice time just a moment ago. You know, last Thursday night in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh went on a power play, a 5-minute power play, and Lemieux didn't leave the ice during it.
Well, I'll tell you what, a player that plays the way that he does and oftentimes gets criticized for his lack of defensive ability, which is probably very unfair to Lemieux. I think Scotty Bowman's been great for him in that capacity, and we just saw two pretty good examples of it. Yes, he gave up the puck, but boy, he sure back-checked and took one opportunity away from Sakic.
McEachran with a pass behind Tocchet. Here's Larry Murphy. The late stages of a Pittsburgh power play. It's almost over. Tocchet's in front of the net, now in behind it, looking for the puck. Claude Lapointe is back on the ice. Pittsburgh 1 for 3 with a man advantage. McEachran scores! 2-0 Pittsburgh.
Tocchet makes a real heads-up play here. He uses Mario as a decoy, feeds the puck in the slot to McEachran. It's in the net.
Too much talent to take a look at all at once out there. McEachran is a talent and a good one.
We're going to have to suggest that Quebec play a little bit more aggressively in the penalty killing. They're sitting back, containing, and with this talent, that's very difficult.
But didn't they try and do that with Sakic and Huff trying to score shorthanded, and they almost got caught?
Well, that was because of a behind-the-back pass at the blue line.
By Mario.
Here's Bob Airy. McEachran in front of the net. Airy didn't get him the puck. Tatarinov took Airy down. Everybody in the place has called a penalty, but Robbie Schick. Now he stops the play with McEachran down on top of the puck.
That's a funny one. That's a funny one because you either are going to call the penalty for the hook, or else you should be calling the penalty for the dive. Now, which was it?
Well, Robbie said, I'm not going to call either, boys. Let's have a face-off outside.
That might have been a Christmas present to Robbie. You folks be the judge right here. Well, is that a hook, or is that a dive?
Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Maybe that's why he didn't give either one of them a penalty.
By the way, the last scoring play was McEachran from Tocchet and Murphy at 14:22. It wasn't on a power play. The penalty had just expired. 2-0 Pittsburgh. 5 minutes to go, first period. Tocchet, McEachran and Airy. Here's Sundin. Nolan in front of the net. Belted in front by Bob Airy and knocked off the puck. That's hockey. Nolan was looking for a little retribution, and anybody wearing a white sweater, and he just missed nailing Paul Stanton.
They got a piece of Rosinsky.
Dumped in by Quebec. Jim Pack is back. Up the boards to Francis and out. Here's Curtis Lecision for the Nordiques. Gains the blue line, dumps the puck in. It'll come out quickly off the stick of Murphy. His pass to Francis didn't connect. An icing call against Pittsburgh.
Bob Airy had a little business there, didn't he?
Well, he did a terrific job here taking the man out. He comes across and catches him with his head down. Whoops.
Good
Pops
check.
the helmet.
Put the right shoulder right into his man. Nolan went crashing with his bonnet a little jilted.
You know, talking with Pierre this morning and Ronnie Hextall about the team for the late 90s, this is the type of game now where you have to see if they can respond to a 2-0 deficit on the road against the best team in the National Hockey League. This is a maturing process and the maturing game for the Nordiques. If they can respond, they may be the team of the 90s. Or grow into it.
Oh, you coaches put way too much emphasis on this one game. Maybe the players are thinking a little bit about Christmas and 4 days off, and that big game in the future might be a little bit too far off.
I don't think so. I think Pierre and Jacques Martin are discussing the strategy of that right now.
They might be discussing a little practice tomorrow if things don't shape up here.
Pierre doesn't look too pleased, does he?
No, the 4 days off has just been canceled.
That could be a little motivational factor in the first intermission.
I'd save it till the second.
Yeah?
I tell him now.
4 minutes to go, first period, 2-0 Pittsburgh. Here's Mullen to Jim Pat. His centering pass hit the side of the net. Andrei Kovalenko up to Mike Huff. With Joe Sakic out at center. Adam Foote with a pass to Sakic. Couldn't hang on to it. The big guys out with Stevens and Mullen. Tocchet hasn't played with Lemieux and Stevens yet on a regular shift. Alexei Gusarov. Made a play up the boards. Here's Sakic. Kovalenko moving in with him. Sakic with a nice move. Murphy's chasing him. Stayed with him and knocked the puck away from him and out to center. Mike Huff dumps the puck in. Quebec changes on the fly.
I'm waiting for Sky to show us his 10th, 11th, and 12th forwards.
Haven't seen a fourth liner yet. Here's Nolan again to the front of the net. Barrasso made a save on Rushinsky. Martin Rushinsky's backhander stopped in front of the net. Sundin's centering pass didn't get through. Knocked away by Murphy at the side of the goal. Quebec players all around Barrasso, but nobody can put it in. To the front of the net. Murphy's there to coolly flip the puck in the air and out.
There's that famous Murphy backhand. He didn't hit the clock this time. Sure gets his team out of trouble.
Martin Rushinsky. Tripped up at center. Ulf Samuelsson. Sundin took away a pass. Chased by Yager. Sundin turns away from Yager. Double team, coughed up the puck. Stanton with a pass that hit the skates of Mikhail Tatarinov. He's into the lineup tonight because Craig Wolanin was hurt yesterday. Here's Matt Sundin. Martin Rushinsky. Picked up in a trade with Edmonton. Here's Nolan. He shoots, just missed. Nordiques would love to get a goal here before the end of this period, and they had the great opportunity from Nolan. Here's Bob Airy, trying to break away. Airy cuts to the slot. McEachern shot just wide of the net. Here's Jaromir Jagr. He's bumped and Nolan takes the puck. Sean McEachern got the puck away from him. 1:45 left first period. 2-0 Pittsburgh. Fans applaud a good shift by Bob Airy. Here's Scott Young, a former Penguin. Holds up. Feeds Mike Ricci. Bill Lindsay's with them. Lindsay takes the pass. Nobody's in front. Now Young is there, and he pounded on the puck, but he couldn't get a hard shot in. Just wide of the net. Young takes his shot. Blisters one just wide of the net. Now Adam Foote. His pass in for Young was in the air, and he couldn't knock it down. Ricci goes after the puck against Larry Murphy. Murphy up the boards, not out against Alexei Gusarov. Lindsay's pass hit Lemieux, and he knocked it down. Here's Rick Tocchet. His pass to Lemieux was intercepted by Gusarov. Last minute of play in the first period, and for the first time, Lemieux, Tocchet, and Stevens are out together at even strength. There's a hard blast by Stevens just wide of the net. Sakic, 3-on-2, the Nordiques over the blue line. Mike Huff lost control of the puck. Here's Samuelsson ahead for Tocchet, didn't connect. Curtis decision to Joe Sakic. Pass to an open wing, didn't get to Kovalenko. Sakic follows up, gets the puck to the inboards in the last 20 seconds of the first period. Kovalenko with Sakic out front. Lost the puck, and Tocchet gets it outside the blue line. And that should do it for the first period. Great start by the Nordiques, but Pittsburgh got going and got a lead 2-0. Good action from Pittsburgh, and good action coming up at the first intermission. Kevin Stevens is along with John and Bob, and a complete update on all the games that are underway around the National Hockey League tonight with John Wells and Bob McKenzie. Stay with us on the NHL Tonight. Our show continues after this.
Domino's Pizza may very well be the best tasting pizza in the whole world. Experience the taste, delivered in 30 minutes or less. Guaranteed.
I never used to tell people I worked for IBM.
They figured that we're the blue suitors, the big corporate giant.
I've been working in education for about 2.5 years. We could take this into a paint program and we could put mustaches on everybody.
The kids are just amazing. They take to it like ducks to water.
What do you do on your computer? Games. Games. We work as a partnership.
Get upside down, yeah?
No, it's supposed to be upside down. And we're going to do something called multimedia. Everybody make a monkey noise.
We got a couple of coffees?
When Bill's with me, he's a navigator.
Listen, which way is it to Blackstock?
10 miles.
The fact that I can come out and help them get to be a master of the technology, it just shocks them.
We are definitely much more approachable than we used to be, and we really are trying to put the customer first.
More and more, we're becoming a services company rather than the computer company of the past.
So much land. So few roads. Was Canada made for the Pathfinder, or vice versa?
The search for the NHL's next superstar begins here. The puck drops and the world watches as the most prolific talent pool in hockey goes for gold. The World Junior Hockey Championship live from Sweden on Real TV TSN.
After one at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, the Penguins lead the Nordiques 2-0. This is the NHL Tonight. After missing 8 games, Kevin Stevens is back in the Penguins lineup, and he's our guest now from Pittsburgh. Kevin, after 2 Cup wins, what do you see as the Penguins' motivation for this coming season?
Well, I think our team is playing hungry. It's, we got a great leader in Mario Lemieux, and then all of us kind of falling behind him. And I think it's right from our top player to our bottom player. We want to win it again, and I think last year we tried to play as well as we can, but people say we don't turn it on to the playoffs. But this year our team's been playing well, and hopefully we can just continue to do that.
Kevin, you're averaging almost 2 points a game. Do you have any personal goals as you look toward the remainder of this season?
Well, I think coming into the year, I was just trying to get better than I was last year. I don't know. I think I had 124 points last year, and I think we take the look that if every guy can get better on what he did, our team's going to get better, and that's the approach we've been taking. And hopefully, I'll be able to have a better year than I did last year, and just help our team win another Stanley Cup.
Kevin, how important is it for the Penguins to see Mario Lemieux break Wayne Gretzky's single-season record of .215? Is it a team goal as well as a goal of Mario's?
Oh, definitely. It's definitely a team goal. We're all trying to help him do it, and we're all pulling for him. He's the only one that really can do it. But as a group, we're out there trying to score goals, and it gives you chances. And we'd love to see him do it because he works so hard, and he's such a great player, and he's been such a great leader here in Pittsburgh. And we feel he's the best player in the world right now, and we hope he has the opportunity toward the end of the year to break that record.
Kevin, in a game like tonight's, when it's one great offense against another great offense, what's the game plan going in? Do you want to just go out and have a shootout with them, or do you want to try and have some semblance of order and try to shut them down?
Yeah, I think first we're going to look at the defensive part of the game. We know we're going to score some goals. We got enough firepower on our team to score goals, but we feel if we take care of our own end, we'll win a lot of hockey games. I don't care if we're playing Quebec or Montreal or whoever. It's just that's the approach we take every game. And sometimes it looks like we don't take care of our own end, but this year, you know, we've been playing pretty well on our own end, our defense and our goaltending, and you know, we know we're going to get 4 or 5 goals, so you know, we'll see what happens. If we get 4 or 5, we feel we should win the game.
Kevin, another good start tonight. Thanks for doing this, and have a nice Christmas.
Thanks, guys. You too.
All right. Well, they're off to a good start, those Pittsburgh Penguins, and I guess we might have expected that. But when you look at the talent that they've got, and they've got Stevens, after missing 8 games, back in the lineup and playing well again.
Just become such a quintessential power forward in the National Hockey League. With the absence of Cam Neely from the Boston Bruins, is there anybody better than Stevens at playing that power game right now? I don't think so.
Likely no one better on the left wing. Still ahead in the first intermission. Scores and highlights from around the league. This is the NHL tonight. After 1 in Pittsburgh, the Penguins lead the Nordiques 2-0.
If your family loves the taste of ripe, juicy fruit, make a little magic with McCain Fruit Punch. McCain makes frozen punch from real concentrated fruit juice, so you can really taste the fruit. Great with grapes. Outstanding with orange. McCain Punch, frozen and now ready to drink. You can taste the quality because you can taste the fruit.
Play the Team Canada Hockey Trivia Contest by watching the exciting World Junior Hockey Championship on TSN. Brought to you by Air Canada, Imperial Oil, and Labatt Blue. You can win a Labatt Blue refrigerator, $1,000 in Esso gift certificates, or you can win the grand prize, a 1-week trip for 2 via Air Canada to the 1993 World Hockey Championship in Germany. Pick up your entry form at your local Esso dealer or Air Canada ticket offices, and you could experience a dream.
To have any sport right at your fingertips, just put this in your hand. The Casio Sports Vision Color TV. It's perfect for the sport in your life. The Casio Sports Vision Color TV.
Casio. Okay, guy, let me give you a tip. Spoon.
Joey, I hear you want to marry my daughter.
Well, actually, yeah. See this bowl of chunky?
It's loaded with tender meatballs and pasta. You eat it with a fork or with a spoon?
I eat it with a fork.
I use a spoon! But I respect a man with a mind of his own. Welcome to the family. Chunky, the soup that eats like a meal.
After 1 at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, the Penguins lead the Nordiques 2-0. Welcome back to Hockey Control in Toronto. Devils and the Rangers are at the Meadowlands tonight. Rangers leading 1-0 in the opening period. The Devils on a power play as late in the first period. We'll join Sports Channel New York, Gary Thorne and Peter McNabb.
Minute 21 left to go on this power play for the Devils. Driver near side to Lemieux. Devils power play led by Lemieux's 9 power play goals. Ojanen trying to reach it. Wells got there first. Lemieux stopped it for Driver. His shot, save made, went right straight through on Van Beesbroek. Wells again. Driver can't stop this when it comes to center. John McLean picks it up. 57 left on the power play, a little longer in the period. Richer. Stephane Richer to Lemieux, cuts to the net. 1 minute in the period. John McLean shot. Yanni Ojanen got it off. It deflected off Wells and went wide. John McLean back to Driver. Ojanen. Lemieux. Ojanen. 35 on the power play. Yanni Ojanen with Wells. Wells clipped it away. Lemieux cuts off Messier. Driver digs it out along the boards. Driver dropped it back, and Lemieux couldn't handle it. Wells reached in, poked it away. 30 seconds to go in the period. You're looking at the time remaining in the period, and there you see the penalty seconds remaining on the top. Messier picks it up, drags it back around, and 10 seconds remain. Rangers need a clear get it. Devils are changing it. And the power play is down to 3 seconds. At center, Polik, Niedermeyer in front of him. Penalty is over. 9 seconds to go in the period. Niedermeyer digs it out. They won't get the shot off. Cleared up on Billington, and Mark Hardy will get the last shot of the period. That's going to do it.
Gary, good. So the goal by Adam Graves stands up for a 1-0 lead for the New York Rangers over the New Jersey Devils at the Meadowlands. Still more ahead in our first intermission. This is the NHL tonight, and after 1 in Pittsburgh, It is the Penguins leading the Nordiques 2-0. This is the NHL Tonight.
Do you want your pizza quick? Or would you really rather have it good and quick? Domino's Pizza. Good and quick. Quick and good. Experience the quality of Domino's Pizza.
NTN's interactive games put you in the middle of televised sporting events, and you call the shots live. Football strategy in QB1. Predict goals scored with power play hockey. Step to the plate with Diamond Ball, and challenge your knowledge with NTN Trivia. Compete against your friends and opponents across the NTN network. Now you can play in the majors for real. Now playing in licensed locations across Canada. QB1. For information, call 1-800-661-PLAY.
Very careful.
Now, another.
For minor throat irritations,
Here.
trust Vicks Throat Drops for good-tasting, soothing relief. Vicks, good-tasting relief that's good for the whole family.
Some things are more important to your peace of mind than you realize. Like knowing how to maintain regularity without drugs or medication. And did you know that nutrition experts recommend increasing your intake of dietary fiber as a drug-free way to promote regularity? And that All Bran is part of a balanced diet. It's a very high source of dietary fiber. All Bran from Kellogg's. Every day. A drug-free way to promote regularity.
Robinson. Sir Charles has been heating up Phoenix. Catch him as the Warriors take on the Suns Tuesday, 8 Eastern. NBA excitement on Real TV, TSN.
Welcome back to Hockey Control in Toronto. Let's get to other games in other arenas, starting with Hartford at Montreal. Whalers have lost 3 straight on the road. 2 goalies for this one. Sean Burke for the Whalers, Patrick Waugh for the Montreal Canadiens. Both are busy early. Burke makes a nice stop on Vincent Damphousse early in the game. This was on a Canadiens power play. Then at the other end, Patrick Poulin tries to put the Whalers on the board, but Patrick Waugh is there to rob him with a nice glove save. It is 0-0 after 20 minutes at the Forum tonight.
Both goaltenders playing very well. Obviously, Rowan not as busy as Sean Burke, but both of them coming up big tonight in the first period.
All right, on to this nation's capital for Washington at Ottawa. The Capitals and the Senators getting together at the Civic Center tonight. It's early in the first period. Brad Shaw for Jody Holly tips it past Don Beaupre for a 1-0 Ottawa lead. Then late in the first, Dale Hunter sets up Dmitry Kristich, who beats Peter Sidorkowicz, and that ties the game at 1 after 1.
Well, like all games the Ottawa Senators are in lately, very involved, very close. See if they can get that offense going in the second period.
On to the Meadowlands, Rangers and the Devils. And the only goal in this game so far comes from Adam Graves, who shoots the puck toward the net. It seems to go off Sergei Nemchinov's skate, but Graves gets credit for the goal, and that made it 1-0 Rangers after 1.
Lots of bad blood in this hockey game right from the beginning of the game. The Rangers and the Devils scrapping and really getting into it early on. Rangers with the 1-0 lead.
All right, you wanted to talk a little bit about some of the Ranger problems. Messier and Roger, it has been rumored they have been not getting along for a long time.
It's not just Messier and Roger. What's happened on the New York Rangers, if anyone's willing to really admit the truth, is simply this. That Mark Messier and Nielsen, there is some friction there, and that there are other players on that team that have sided with Messier, and there are other players that have sided with Roger Nielsen, and so there's a bit of a rift there. I know that there are players and management a little concerned with Messier playing a lot on the periphery, not being a physical dominant force as he has been, that Brian Leetch, who's now injured, wasn't playing to his level, certainly not a salary level anyways. So there's some problems on that team, and even if this gives you some idea how talented they are.
Yeah, but it's more than what we've been led to believe, where Roger and his captain are not
it's not just one player. There's a rift on that hockey team. And now how serious it becomes is a question of some debate, because the Rangers are still in second place in the division. They still have an awful lot of good nights, and that gives you some indication of how talented a hockey team it is. But certainly Mike Richter, Brian Leach and Mark Messier would be three of the key guys in the so-called anti-Nielsen faction.
All right, a couple of other games will get underway later tonight. San Jose and the Jets in Winnipeg. Now, the Sharks have not won. They are 0 for December.
Things are not going too well for the San Jose Sharks. Winnipeg Jets showing a little bit of life, winning in St. Louis on the road the other night.
Calgary and Edmonton, and this one is in Calgary at the Saddledome at 9:40 Eastern start. There seems to be a little luster worn off the Battle of Alberta these days.
Well, it's been pretty one-sided, although the last time Calgary was in Edmonton, the Edmonton Oilers came up with a victory. But Calgary, a surprising first-place finisher right now. So Calgary Flames doing a great job.
Yeah, Calgary Flames currently tied with the Los Angeles Kings for top spot in the Smythe division. We'll continue in a moment. This is the NHL Tonight. We're almost ready for the second period in Pittsburgh.
Add a little wonder to your child's Christmas with electronic toys and games from Radio Shack. There's the challenge of handheld electronic games for fun or learning, great video arcade action, and the creative genius of musical instruments. This Christmas, there's something for everyone starting at just $5.95. Toys sold separately, batteries not included. Radio Shack. Gotta get it for under the tree.
Do your kids like to read?
My kids hate to read.
Then give your kids a subscription to Sports Illustrated for Kids.
They love reading about sports figures.
Over 6 million kids think it's fun to read. Kids read each issue over and over. Teachers love it too.
A sports magazine for kids would show them that reading can be fun.
Sports Illustrated for Kids has it all. Exciting photographs, inspiring stories.
Sports Illustrated for Kids is something that Dana and I could read together.
Through their heroes, kids learn about being good winners and good losers, and it gets kids interested in the world.
Dana could understand that you can't always be a winner.
I think Nicholas would really benefit from seeing what other kids are doing all over the world.
Subscribe now. You can even use your credit card. Pay in 4 monthly installments of $6.99 for 12 exciting issues. So call now.
If Sports Illustrated for Kids gets my daughter to read, it's a bargain.
Kids love getting it in the mail.
She would be absolutely thrilled to get something in the mail.
Sports Illustrated for Kids makes a great gift. So call toll-free and subscribe to Sports Illustrated for Kids today.
2 in the first, both for the Pittsburgh Penguins on a power play. Yager got his 17th from Lemieux and Samuelson, 11:05, 14:22 opening period. Rookie Sean McEachran from Tocchet and Larry Murphy to make it 2-0 for the Penguins after 1. The shots in the first period, however, favored the Quebec Nordiques 11-7. Ready for the second in Pittsburgh. Here again, Jim Houston.
And what will Scotty Bowman do in the second period? He used everything but set combinations in the first. 3 guys didn't even get on the ice.
Well, Scotty Bowman put Lemieux, Stevens, and Tocchet together for the last shift of that period. Do you think that might have been so that they go into the period or the intermission thinking maybe we'll play together in the second period?
So they weren't griping in the intermission? Well, they're shorthanded right now, so they're not together, and Tocchet is in the penalty box. He took a roughing penalty right at the end of the first period. So Quebec starts the second period with a man advantage, trailing 2-0. Scott Young hooked back, but he made the pass to Mike Ricci, to the point to Joe Sakic on the right side. Sakic and Duchesne man the points in the power play. Larry Murphy found a port and sent the puck over the boards into the Quebec bench.
There's a good example of the way the two teams are defending penalties. Quebec a lot more passive, stood in the box, and we saw an example of Samuelson going right after the Quebec Nordiques player, an aggressive box, aggressive penalty killing style. 2 different styles.
It sure helps when you've got a guy like Larry Murphy as well, who in fact can get you out of trouble so often. He's cool and calm with the puck, and when he decides he wants to dump it out, he's got one of the great skills in this game. So often young players don't work on their abilities to flip that puck, and if you're a defenseman, the abilities to flip that puck up and out of the zone and into the neutral zone when you're under pressure is a great asset.
Murph's an underrated player in this league, Gary.
Has been for years.
Absolutely.
Samuelson to Francis and up to 66. Lemieux shorthanded. Played 10 minutes and 2 seconds of the 20 minutes in the first period. And he hasn't left the ice yet in the second. Minute in, 2-0 Pittsburgh. Shorthanded, controlling the puck. Down to a minute to go and a penalty to Tocchet.
At 35 minutes looks good for the game.
33, Mike.
Either one of you are close yet.
Scotty, get him off there for a minute. Less than 45 seconds to go in this power play now. Steve Duchesne carries the puck. To the point, Curtis decision. Dumped the puck in, it bounced to Barrasso. Couldn't hold it at the side of the net. Duchesne gets a chance to set up on the power play now. This hasn't looked like the best power play in the league. Bob Airy caught Decision taking too much time, and he almost took the puck away from him. 15 seconds to go in the minor penalty to Rick Tocchet. Duchesne with a pass through the middle. Young couldn't get to the puck. Stanton to Jim Pack out to center. Stephen Quinn now. Penalty's over. Tocchet's back on the ice. Martin Rushinsky bumped by Jim Pack. Up the boards. The Taranov takes a shot. Barrasso the save, and the rebound was cleared. Gino Cavallini, number 44, to Rushinsky. Sundin's in front of the net. Mike Stapleton getting a rare shift. The fourth liner out on the ice. Moved the puck out of his own zone. He's number 26, and he's in after it. Playing with Dave Tippett. Centering pass for Tocchet, and he couldn't knock the puck out of the air. Gino Cavallini to Matt Sundin. Headed for the net. He was hooked back, and Ulf Samuelsson gets the puck. Taken into the boards by Gino Cavallini. But out comes Stapleton. First shift of the game comes 2 minutes into the second period. And now he's off. Here's Jaromir Jagr. Drop pass for Lemieux. Takes it. Didn't get much of a shot away, and it was wide. Samuelsson from the right point. The big guy let the puck go around. Kept in by Peter Ahola. I think he's getting his first shift of the night early in the second period on defense as well. Ahola picked up from Los Angeles, but Jeff Chikrin is back to touch the puck. And there's an icing call against Quebec. We'll be back in just a moment to Pittsburgh on the NHL tonight.
You know, there's real magic in Diet Pepsi. It's got that special aha ingredient.
Got the right one, baby. Hey.
Okay, girls. Now, what's that magic ingredient?
With 100%
Let's face it. Right now, you don't care about the long life and durability of MotoMaster batteries. And you don't care about guarantees and warranties of MotoMaster batteries. Right now, all you really care about is... MotoMaster batteries are available at Canadian Tire starting at $69.99. MotoMaster, Canada's #1 selling brand of batteries.
Mario Lemieux had a brief rest, and then there was the minute-long TV timeout, so naturally he's back out on the ice again.
Those 1-minute commercials are hurting my opportunities to win here tonight.
Yeah, I should have picked 40 minutes in the pool. Sundin playing against Lemieux, won the draw. Martin Rushinsky is back to pick up the puck. Owen Nolan with a pass to Sundin, couldn't handle it. Here's Nolan moving up on the play, takes the shot. A rocket that went off the stick of Samuelsson up into the seats.
You talk about a player that plays an in-your-face type of game most nights. Here's another one. A guy that can score goals, and he's on a 40-goal pace this season. And he's got the right type of ingredients that complements a skillful players that may, in fact, be a little bit more talented with the puck than Owen Nolan at times, but he can sure grind it out along the boards and score.
Owen Nolan is Quebec's answer to Rick Tocchet for the Pittsburgh Penguins. A young, upcoming, physical player, and if he scores 40 goals, as Rick Tocchet may score 50 goals, they've got some ingredients there that are comparable.
Pierre Pagé can look down his bench and see all sorts of young talent. You heard Bob McKenzie mention Peter Forsberg, who might be the best player in Europe, and certainly is in Sweden right now, that will join this talented crew next year. Take a look at their top 8 scoring forwards, the highest scoring forwards Of the 8 of them, only one is over 23. That's Scott Young, who's 25. Nolan with a backhander, and that was batted away by Barrasso. Mario carries the puck through the middle. Drop pass for Joe Mullen. Takes a shot, tipped in front. They score! Lemieux and Stevens were both in front of the net. Mullen got them the puck. The Penguins have a 3-0 lead.
Lemieux's got his head up all the way to the neutral zone. There's the drop pass to Mullen. Now Mullen's being checked. Watch the rebound come out. And then Stevens just slides it right underneath the set.
Stevens from Lemieux and Mullen. I think Quebec's Pierre Pagé has called his 32nd timeout right now to try and rally his troops. Pittsburgh's going to hit 3-0.
Okay, Mike, is this when he tells them that so much for the 4 days off?
I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe he might be going down to tap Ron Hextall on the shoulder, but he's trying to have his club have some composure now. A young club again coming in against the Stanley Cup champions, and they're learning something here tonight. As talented as they might be, they have to learn to be able to respond to those situations. And that was just a great play by Mario, but now Pierre's trying to get his team to remember some of the things they talked about in the game plan. One, let's play defense against this club, not get in outnumbered situations. There's one example we just had. Mario went to the net with Stevens. Neither defenseman took these people out of the play. If they take those people out of the play, Mullen has no option but to shoot. If they don't, he has a feathering pass into one or the other, and it results in a goal.
So it's a good opportunity for Pagé right now to do some teaching, and because he's got a good young team, he has to do a lot of that, and it will pay off in the end.
And you know what? He calls the 32nd timeout to get his team together, and what does it do? Plays right into Scotty's
a chance to rest.
Lemieux's back out on the ice.
Well, I think it was a good move for Pierre.
Yeah, no question.
Scotty says, you want your team to learn? I'm going to teach you a lesson.
I'll put the same 3 guys out in the ice, the same 3 forwards that just did the damage.
Lemieux, Stevens, and Mullen playing together tonight. Here's Mike Ricci, number 9 for the Nordiques. They're trailing 3-0. Ricci. Centering pass knocked away by Larry Murphy. Cleared, but not out. Curtis Lucian kept the puck in. Ricci with Lindsay and Young, and they both fell down behind the net. At least Lindsay and Ricci did. Here's Mario. Poke check to the blue line and turned back. Bill Lindsay from Big Fort, Montana. His pass was intercepted. A breakaway pass for Lemieux. Didn't connect. Curtis Lucian up the boards. There's a giveaway to Mullen. Lemieux at side of the net. Stevens is in front. Centering pass, and Stefan Bissett knocked the puck aside. Steve Duchesne. His pass hit Young in the skate at center. Lemieux takes the bounce. Centering pass for Stevens. He's reaching for it. Loose puck cleared from in front of the net. Knocked down by Andrei Kovalenko at center. Here's a 2-on-1. Huff to Sakic. Misfired. What a chance for the Nordiques to get back in the game. They need a goal badly. 5.5 minutes into the second. They trail 3-0. Here's Sakic again. Huff's in front. Pass to the point. Tatarin out. Shoots. Barrasso the save. The rebound is cleared by Grant Jennings. Here's Kovalenko behind the net. Huff's in front. Kovalenko with a nice move. Trying to get away from Larry Murphy, who calmly stays with his man. There's a penalty coming up here. It'll be against Pittsburgh.
I think Francis got his stick up high and got it right into Mike Huff's face.
It's a high-sticking call. Quebec's going to the power play, and we're going to an update. Here's John.
This one from the Meadowlands. 1-0 Rangers after 1. Now watch Mark Hardy winding up from the point. It is a screen shot. Craig Billington doesn't even see it, and the Rangers have a 2-0 lead. It's early in the second in New Jersey.
Francis is gone, and he gets 4 for high sticking.
It happened right in the slot. Francis was trying to cover his man. He got the stick up too high, and it caught Mike Huff right in the face.
It's the best power play in the league. Must go to work. This is their opportunity, and we're going to see how they respond.
Ricci, Sundin, Nolan, Sakic, and Duchesne all inside the blue line for Pierre Pagé. Mike Stapleton and Dave Tippett, penalty killers here. Stapleton won the draw. They cleared the puck. And the Nordiques are coming out of their own zone. Duchesne was tripped up by Stapleton. Trying to earn a few more shifts. He's working hard as Sundin carries the puck in. Stapleton stepped in front of Nolan and knocked the puck away from him. Dave Tippett works against Sakic. Ricci for Sundin. Good pressure by the penalty killers, forcing the Nordiques. Duchesne shoots, just missed the net. Nolan goes after the puck. Stanton couldn't clear it. Now Ricci with a chance to set up. Back to the point. Duchesne quickly over to Sakic. Nice pass into Ricci. Nolan's in front. The pass to him was intercepted. Samuelson moves it out. Dave Tippett gets a chance to kill some time. Takes a long shot. Now heads for the bench. And the big guy comes out with Joe Mullen to kill some of this penalty. A minute gone and a 4-minute high sticking penalty to Ron Francis. Sakic to Sundin. Lecision misfired and gave the puck away. It's 3-on-1 shorthanded. Mullen, Murphy, Lemieux, stopped by Bichette. Back the other way come the Nordiques. They're 3-on-1. Nolan, centering pass, hit escape. Nolan again, right in front. Sakic scores! Finally, the best power play in the league has connected. 3-1 Pittsburgh.
Good hands, a good short pass, and Joe Sakic finally gets his team on the board. Take a look. Prior to that, though, the Nordiques were in big trouble here. But then Pittsburgh got caught up ice. Sundin missed on that first opportunity. Now watch Joe Sakic, though. He's just looking for open ice. A great pass by Owen Nolan right through the legs of Larry Murphy. A perfect pass.
They scored just in the nick of time, too, because the first 2-minute penalty to Francis hadn't expired yet, so he still sits in the penalty box, and Quebec is still on the power play. Sakic's 25th goal, his 14th on the power play at 7:16, and Quebec's on the board.
It's interesting how that whole momentum started. After the teaching timeout, they sent out Ricci's line and Sakic's line, then the power play opportunity started.
Nolan and Sundin got the assists on Sakic's goal at 7:16. 3-1 Pittsburgh.
I like that teaching timeout.
It was a lecture, all right.
Yeah, sure was.
I have to remember that.
Here's Scott Young on the power play. Got by Paul Stanton. Samuelson over to check Young. Outside of the Pittsburgh 4-man box, Quebec sets up. Duchesne. Scott Young. Duchesne. Tataranoff. Back to Duchesne. Still can't get the shot away. Cavallini screening in front of the net. Martin Rushinsky. Gino Cavallini. Duchesne breaks for the net. Rushinsky gets the pass. Tataranoff to Duchesne. Shoots it just wide. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Pittsburgh's changing. Quebec's trying to take advantage of it. There's a pass to Duchesne, and he couldn't take it. Trying to break in against Dave Tippett. Mike Stapleton, number 26. Tried to clear the puck. It bounced off Ricci and into the seats. 25 seconds to go in the penalty. We have an update from Montreal. Here's John.
Sharp angle shot for the Whalers. Patrick Waugh has trouble getting the handle on this one, and Pat Verbeek is standing right there to tap it in. That makes it 1-0 for the Whalers. Second period at the Forum.
Hey, John, I thought you said they weren't even supposed to be in that game tonight. Here it's 3-1 Pittsburgh over Quebec. Steve Duchesne getting lots of ice time on the power play.
Jacques Martin's really pleased with his progress. He said he's jumping up to the plate. And the results are right up here in the statistic with 43 points, and it's generated from him moving into the play offensively at every opportunity.
He's in some pretty good company.
There's Jacques, one of 5 assistant coaches, one of 5 coaches, 4 assistants that the Nordiques have.
Jacques the co-coach and a former assistant coach to Mike Keenan.
Here's Mario, headed for the net. Waited and waited. Bissett got a piece of the puck as he tried to put it in. There's a penalty coming up against the Nordiques. Their power play will be over. Lemieux! Murphy scores! What a goal! Unbelievable. Lemieux to Murphy, 4-1 Pittsburgh.
Well, Mike, here in Pittsburgh, they call it Murphy's Law.
What a great play by Mario. Second effort, stick handles, controls the puck. On the play here, he makes the delay, draws it over, and Murphy taps it in there. What a play.
What puck control by Mario Lemieux. Watch it again from this angle, folks. Watch the way that he just used his skate blade and his stick and then just put it right over to Larry Murphy. All along, he didn't have to look down. He knew exactly what he was going to do with the puck and which stick he was eventually going to put it on. That's this man here, Larry Murphy.
He's just getting better every game.
Oh, that's scary.
That's a short-handed goal. It came with a second left in the Francis penalty and a penalty coming up to Quebec, which won't be called. And they've scored again. Francis gets this one. Seconds after Murphy's goal. Francis makes it 5-1.
It's almost as though they were saying after Sakic's goal, now take this. You young guys on the block that think you're going to do battle against the Stanley Cup champions.
There's lessons to be learned, and we're looking at one of the lessons being taught tonight.
Francis just shoveled that puck right in the right spot.
It really was a great goal.
Halfway through the second period, Pittsburgh 5 and Quebec 1. Francis from Stevens after Murphy scored from Lemieux and Jim Pack. Now there's a penalty being called. I think coincident minors being called here. Adam Foote and Kevin Stevens get their sticks up at each other, although they weren't the original combatants. Penalties will be called. 10:06 to go, second period. 5-1 Pittsburgh on Molson's NHL tonight.